All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everyone to a brand new semester. Hope everyone had a nice break. And what I'd like to do is just introduce myself. We're going to go over this course syllabus for Social Work 360, Research Design and Ethics, and we're also going to go through the Blackboard Shell. Because this is an online course, it's really important that you get oriented to our Blackboard Shell because that's where you will find the bulk of the work. And that's where the bulk of the communications will be between us. So again, welcome to Social Work 360. My name is Dr. Willis. I will be the instructor for this course. And you can go ahead and follow along with me on the video. You can open up your Blackboard Shell so we can go through this together. And that way you'll become more familiar with how the course is going to be run. Now, when you get into Blackboard, you're going to scroll down. Of course, you won't see as many courses as I do, but you should see a link to just about every course that you have for the semester. And you're going to scroll down to our course, which is, you look for the semester and year, and then you look for Research Design and Ethics. The letter O1 is going to be our online section, which we are. So you click on that. Okay. Now the Blackboard Shell is already set up, so you should see the year and the semester here. And then along the left-hand side, you should see a bunch of different sections, a bunch of different tabs in our course. Now some students panic and they say, I don't see the tabs. Now sometimes if you open your Blackboard, you won't see the tabs unless you scroll over to the left and you see that blue line, bluish green line turns into gray. It says Show Course menu. So you're going to click on the arrow to drag it back out. So if you don't see it at first, don't panic, just follow those steps. Everything that you will need for the course is organized here on the left in these different tabs. This is our home page, which you see here. Student intro blogs, your My Grades tab, the rubrics with which I'll grade your assignments, course announcements, syllabus, information about me, the PowerPoint lecture videos, other readings, handouts, APA format resources, discussion boards, SPSS lab information, your literature review paper, your Cpa Chess Proposal paper, the midterm exam review, the midterm exam, the final exam review, the final exam, and events and resources. So let's go through all of these tabs and give you a little orientation. So again, this is the home page. It'll automatically populate when you click on our Blackboard link. Then the next one is the student intro blog. So if you click on that, what I need you all to do by the specified date here is to post a photo of yourself and write a few sentences about these topics, right? Make sure that the photo is appropriate. Try not to use any of those fun Facebook screens or, put the halos on your head or flowers around your face. Try to put a nice a professional picture on the blog so that other students can see you, and as you run into each other on campus, you'll be able to know each other. So that'll help you all get to know each other. It will help me get to know you. And so in order to do that, you just click on Student Introductions blog link. And the instructions are here again. And you'll see that I've posted my blog here. So you can read a little bit about me and see my picture. And this is me speaking at an NASW Texas conference. So in order to create this blog, what you'll do is go up to Create Blog Entry and click on that. Okay. You can put your name here. You can type your blog here, right? And then once you're done typing, the way you post a picture is you can go up to this, Insert Edit Image, and then it'll take you to your computer files, and then you can just click Insert, and the picture will be inserted right below your text. So that's the easiest way to post a picture. But again, please make sure that the picture you post is appropriate and professional. I'd like y'all to do that through the first week of class so that I know you have been counted present, so that I know you've shown up for the class. The next tab is called My Grades. Now this is a very important tab because as things are graded, you'll be able to track your progress. Okay, so you can see all of our assignments are here. You can see the amount of points it's worth. And then what happens when I grade it is you'll see the points populate ahead of it. So you may get 68 out of 70 points or 60 out of 70 points. And then what I'll also do is attach your grading rubric so you can see how you fared on the criteria for the scoring, and then I'll give you plenty of feedback as well that you can read. Please keep up with this. This will let you know how you're doing every week. There are two things here that I want you to pay attention to. I want to differentiate between. You see weighted total, and then you see total. What I want you to do is pay attention to the weighted total and not total points. The reason being is that all of our assignments in this class have a weight. So even if something is worth 40 points, it may be weighted 10% of your final grade for the course. So what's relevant to your overall course grade is not the total points, it is the weighted total. So this is the score you want to pay attention to, and it will be reported as a percentage. So if you see a 60 here, that means you're at 60% in the class for everything that's been turned in so far. If you see a 92% here, that means you're at about a 92% for your grade so far for the class. So make sure that you check this every week. Okay. For the written assignments in the class, there are what we call grading rubrics. Okay, so there are a couple of SPSS labs that you'll have to do. There are a couple of other things you have to do, including the literature review paper and completing a Cpa Chess proposal. None of this makes sense right now, but as you go through the semester and go through the syllabus, it will. But if you want to know how I am going to grade the SPSS labs, for example, you would click on this link and it will take you to the grading rubric. Okay, and you can see how the points are broken down. Announcements for the course will be on the Announcements tab. I will send lots of announcements because we're not meeting face-to-face. We're only going to interact online. So it's super important that you check the announcements board every day. Check your My Grades tab every week, but check your announcements board every day. Normally, I carbon copy the announcement to your TSU email account, so make sure you are checking both your announcements tab and your TSU email account every day. Remember, the Blackboard Shell defaults to your TSU email account, not to Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail. So make sure you're checking this, your university account. Now, probably the most important document in this shell is the syllabus. So if you click on the Syllabus tab, you can click on this link to get the course syllabus. If there are any changes that I make throughout the semester to the course syllabus, I'll note them here and also send that out on Blackboard. This is the textbook that you'll need for this course. It is important that you get it as soon as possible because you don't want to get too far behind. It is also important that you keep this textbook because we will use the parts that we don't use this semester for your senior level research class, which is Social Work 450. So make sure that even after the semester ends, you keep this book because it will be reused. Okay. You also need, in addition, the APA manual, which you all should already have. You've needed that manual for just about every social work course you've taken. Okay. And please read the syllabus. Many of the questions that students send me the first couple of weeks in the semester have information that are already in the syllabus. So read that first and then you can email me or stop by my office with any questions. And please don't be afraid to stop by my office or request a meeting if there's something in this course you don't understand, something you need more clarification on. Again, this is a research course. It's like learning a new language, and the more questions you ask and the more you meet with me, the better off you'll be. I know students are sometimes intimidated meeting with faculty, but please don't be. And I posted a fun little video about that here that you can watch. Okay, so let's go through the syllabus. So you click on this link and a Microsoft Word document should pop up. This is our syllabus. At the very top, you have the information that you need to get in touch with me, okay? Please make sure, even though my office number is here, it's a ground line phone, and to be honest with you, I check it maybe once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks. My office phone is not the best way to get a hold of me. The best way to get a hold of me is by emailing, okay? Or you can stop by my office. My email is found here under faculty. Oh, I haven't completed that one yet. Oops, let's see. It will appear under faculty, but what you can do to email me, if you go to your general MyTSU web account, click send email, and then you can find my class, and then you can click email instructor, and it will send the email just as if it was Yahoo. So that's the easiest way to get in touch with me. Again, email or stopping by my office. Again, we're only going to interact online. We will have no face-to-face meetings. My office is on the 3rd floor of the Public Affairs building if you need to stop by or meet with me, okay? I do have designated office hours here. By state law, we have to put those on our syllabi, but I am open to meeting with y'all whenever I'm free, okay? So you don't have to be confined to this hour here on these 2 days. Okay, so Social Work 360, Research Design and Ethics. Here you have the course description. Basically, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to improve your knowledge about research methods and ethics and understand how to apply research methods, knowledge, and ethics to social work practice. How is it relevant to practice? The course objectives are here. We're going to work with and learn about qualitative and quantitative methodology, right? We're going to work with real data, and when you work with the real data in our labs, you're going to understand how to interpret your data, how to apply your data to improve your practice, how to apply your data to evaluate the effectiveness of your practice, etc. Okay, these are how our assignments and tasks in the class relate to our educational policy and accreditation standards. Kind of, in other words, the things that you should be able to know and do when you're done with this course. Teaching methods. Because we are online only, you will be expected to view our Blackboard lecture videos. And please make sure that you do view the videos, do all the readings in the weeks that they are assigned. Again, research is sort of like a new language. It's not something you can learn the day before a test or the day before an assignment is due. And you know, think about New Year's resolutions people make. Usually it's to exercise. Now, anyone who has to exercise and their goal is to lose 50 pounds has to do that over a course of time. You can't lose 50 pounds the week before your deadline, right? Your goal deadline. So your brain is like a muscle. Again, you've got to work on learning this stuff a little bit at a time, so it's important to keep up every week with the specific readings and viewings for that week. Again, you need 2 books for the course. Our textbook is here, and then the APA manual, which should look very familiar to you, is here. You have recommended websites for research. These are not required for you to go to and use and review for the course, but they are there as a resource. Course requirements. Here is a breakdown of what's required for the course. You have 2 exams, which are a midterm and a final. You have a literature review paper. And again, here are the weights, 15%, 15%, 15%. You have 2 SPSS labs, and those are labs where, they're kind of hands-on, where you get to work with real data. We have a Cpa Chess research proposal, which is a form you have to complete. That's at the very end of the course. 2 discussion boards and attendance. And I'll explain under class policies how attendance will work for the online course. And as always, you must get a C or higher to pass this course. So I don't want anyone to get less than a 70% overall total grade for this course. If you do not get a C or higher, you must retake this course. And again, this course is only offered in the springtime. So for those of you, which includes most of you, who are planning on going into block in the fall, you have got to do your best in this course and keep up with the readings and the lecture viewings and ask questions when you don't understand, way before something is due. It's very important. You don't want anything to delay your start of your senior year. You have to pass this course in order to start your senior year. I want everyone to do well. Class policies. I won't read this verbatim. I'll summarize. Academic honesty is integral, not only to your success as a student, but your success. Integrity is one of our, ethical responsibilities in our NASW Code of Ethics. That means you behave honestly. Do not plagiarize your work in this class. Do not copy off of other students. Do not send other students your work. Do not pay people to write your papers or copy and paste from the internet. That is considered plagiarism, and that will result in an automatic 0 for that assignment. Very, very important. Professionalism, again, make sure your assignments are submitted on time. Make sure you're professional in your email communications with your classmates and with me. This is how attendance will work. What I'm going to do for each week is I'm going to pull a report on Blackboard for 2 random readings or lecture viewings for that week. And I'm going to see if you had viewed or accessed that information for that week, okay? Because my face-to-face class meets twice a week, that's why I pull 2 resources per week from our class. And that will give you a point or not a point for attendance for that week, okay? Let me explain. For example, for week 1, after week 1 is complete, I may run an analysis to see who has accessed Dory and who has accessed the handout, right? That will be your 2 attendance points for the week. If you have not done that within this week, then you do not get those attendance points. So like I said before, it's important that for each week, you make sure you do all the readings and lecture viewings. Do not wait until the midterm to do all the readings for all the weeks. It just won't work out well for you. Late written work, the policy in social work is that late written work will be accepted, but for an 11% reduction per day that it's late, okay? If you're having trouble with anything, with getting things in on time, with not having access to a computer, eviction, whatever it is, make sure that you communicate with me before those kind of things happen or right as they're happening, because we need to do some problem solving. Do not wait till the last day of the semester to say, oh, by the way, I couldn't pay my light bill and I had no access to a computer, right? Or my internet was out for the entire semester. That's too late. You have to communicate as things are happening, okay? But for the most part, late work is accepted. You just get a reduction per day that it's late. Okay, grading policy. You all know that you have to have a C or higher in this class, and you all know that you have to pass this class to get to your senior year. So make sure that you're keeping up with your My Grades tab. There's no reason that that you should wait until midterm exam to look and see how you're doing in this class. Missing assignments will not get you a grade of incomplete. Okay, so please do not ask at the end of the semester, I didn't turn in 3 assignments, can I get an incomplete? No. Incompletes are decided on a case-by-case basis, and I can tell you that incompletes rarely happen. They've happened in the past a few times for long-term hospitalizations that some students have gone through, but do not expect an incomplete because you didn't do an assignment. If you have a disability or you think you may have a disability, and these include learning disabilities as well, make sure that you contact our ODS office. I've provided the contact information here for you, and they will set up an appointment, do an assessment, and if you are in need of modifications, they will write up a letter, and then you will contact me, and we will sign the letter and discuss it. So make sure you take care of that the first week of the semester and not at the end of the semester, because at the end it's too late for me to do any modifications. Okay, so this needs to be taken care of right away. We don't have to worry about pregnancy because you are not going to be in any volunteer work or any internship for this class. Monitor your grades in Blackboard. We talked about changes in the syllabus. If there are any changes, I will announce that through the Blackboard announcements. Right, and they should go to your TSU email as well, and then I'll put that under the Syllabus tab as well, those changes. Make sure that you're checking your Blackboard and your TSU email every day, and I stress every day. We've had some students go through a whole semester without ever looking at their TSU email and found that they missed so much information and important communications, not just from instructors, but with TSU administrators. So you must check it. All right, and again, if you're experiencing any problems, if life rears its head during the semester and creates a lot of barriers for you, do not wait to talk this over with me until the last week of the semester. Email me, stop by my office as something is happening so we can try to problem solve, okay? I'm here to support you all in your learning experience and, try to help remove any barriers that might stay in your way. So, on page 7, we have the schedule for every week of our course, okay? So you have the week number, the dates associated with that week. You have the focus of the week. So these are the things that we're going to learn, okay? Then you also have the required readings. These include textbook chapters. It includes other readings, PowerPoint lectures, and handouts. So let's go through this very quickly. Week 1, you've got to read textbook chapter 1 and a few pages out of chapter 5. Okay, so you just go to your textbook for that. Other readings are found in the Other Readings tab in Blackboard. So if you go to Blackboard and you click on Other Readings, you'll see the Dory reading is right here. And all you have to do is click on this, okay, and it will, you'll have access to the reading. On the other readings, I've also put some background, some context about the reading, and then at the end, at the bottom here of each reading, I indicate what you should pay close attention to as you're reading it. Some of these articles are kind of long, and students wonder, well, what part should I pay attention to? And I've highlighted those here for you. Okay. So week 1, you should read the Dory article. You should also view the PowerPoint lecture, Research Relevance to Social Work Practice, and those will be found under the PowerPoint lecture tab. So all you'll do is click, this will be a video. You just click on this to watch it. All the lecture videos are going to be YouTube videos. Okay, so they're here in order for the whole semester. So you just match it up. So week 1, you're going to view this one. And you're viewing the orientation lecture. Okay, and make sure, again, that you post your student introduction blog by January 22nd. Okay, so that's week 1. You should have all that done by the 19th. Okay, week 2 works the same way. It gives you the textbook chapters you should read. It gives you the other readings that you should read, the Lynn and the Willis article. You go to other readings. You go to Lynn. Click here to view it. You go to Willis, which is a little piece that I wrote when I was an undergrad, or when I was a graduate student, about being an undergrad in a research methods course. Click there. So all the other readings, all of the PowerPoint lectures are in order as they are in the syllabus. Okay. If there's a handout that you should read, for example, week 2, the handout Levels of Measurement Statistical Tests, you go to the Handouts tab. Okay, and I give you some context about how to interpret the handout and what to pay attention to and how it connects with the textbook. And at the bottom, there are a couple of things that you should be able to get out of to focus on these handouts. Okay. And that's how our course schedule will run. Again, it tells you if it's other readings, if it's a PowerPoint lecture, if it's a textbook, if it's a handout, and there are a combination of things for each week. Okay, so we will run down the list here. Then we get to, before I get to that, I also want to point out that the due dates for the discussion boards and the labs and the papers, etc., are posted here in the schedule as well, in addition to the syllabus. So that gives you something that you can write in your planner or your calendar, which I encourage everyone to get, so that you can organize everything that's due for all of your classes for the semester. Okay. Our midterm exam will be on March 9th. There is a midterm exam review, a Jeopardy game, which you can play if you just click on midterm exam review. And that will pop up. It's actually there already in my view. Okay, so this is what it will look like. And it won't pop up until March 5th. So in your view, it'll look like nothing's there, but it will be on March 5th. We have spring break on the 9th week. Okay. And you can kind of follow along with the rest of the schedule. Okay. Final exam will be to be announced depending on the registrar and how she schedules the final exams for the university. Okay. Page 11 describes each of the requirements for the class in detail. Okay. So the midterm exam, again, is worth 15% weight. And this gives you information about that. We'll talk more about that later in the semester. Your final exam, the details are here. Okay. Final exam will be cumulative, which means that it will cover everything we've learned in the semester. Your literature review paper, the information for that is here. That's going to be due towards the end of the semester. It's a 15% chunk of your overall course grade. All the requirements for formatting and content are described in detail in these next couple of pages. Okay. It's not that it's, a super lengthy paper, but we put a lot of detail in here so that it takes some of the anxiety out of trying to guess what the professor wants. So make sure that you read this carefully because these little details can make or break a grade, okay? And I will send out information more about this paper later in the semester, Okay. What I want you to start thinking about, though, because every your literature review and your Cpa Chess proposal will follow one topic. Think of a topic of research interest that you have. Start thinking about that now, because you will use that same topic through both the literature review paper and the Cpa Chess proposal. Okay. And what you'll do for the literature review paper is, when the time comes, you're going to click on the Literature Review Paper tab, and you're going to submit your paper here, okay, through Blackboard. And in some of the folders or some of the tabs, I have some resources for you here. I also have, related to the literature review paper, if you click on the APA Format Resources tab, I have a lot of resources that will help you to be able to cite in APA format. And this class is going to focus heavily on how to cite, how to paraphrase and cite in APA format, how to create a references page in APA format. So there is no excuse for not knowing how to do it, because I have put a ton of resources here for you. Okay, there's quick references here. I also created a quick reference guide for you so that it tells you how to paraphrase and cite a source with 5 authors. It will give you the page number in the APA manual to go to find out how to do that. So I want everyone to review this in addition to your APA book. Okay. Our labs. Now this is the fun part, because you'll get to work with real data to help inform practice and to help evaluate practice. Okay, so what you'll need to do is, we'll have 2 of these, and you'll need to go to the Spss Tab Labs tab, and you can get more information about that here. Okay, so there are 2 labs. That's the second one. This is the first one. They have folders for each of them. And what you'll need to do is access SPSS software. Now, there are labs on campus that have SPSS software free for students to utilize. I encourage you to do that, because SPSS, if you were to buy it from the TSU bookstore, is very expensive. It's around $100. You're not going to need SPSS your senior year for your senior year research class, so I discourage paying for it. You can click on this link to go get information about which labs on campus have the SPSS program and how to access it there and when they're open. You can also download a temporary free trial for 14 days from the IBM website. IBM owns SPSS software. So you can do that if you need to, really work from home before a lab is due, etc. But those are some resources for you. Okay. The instructions for each lab are listed on the folder here. So for lab 1, due March 2nd, read all this carefully. Everything that you need for lab 1, if you click on this link, is in the folder. Okay. If you have questions about the lab, you can post them on this discussion board, because some other people may have the same questions. That way I can expedite the answers to multiple people. And all the materials that you need are here as well. It looks overwhelming right now, but as we go through the semester, everything will make more sense. Okay, I also have instructional videos, how to set up your database, how to analyze the information. So some students just work on their labs as they're watching the video, which can really help, right? You will submit your lab work here through Blackboard. And the second lab is sort of the same process and the same setup, but they're different focuses. So for the first lab, we're going to focus on how to use data, how to conduct a needs assessment and use data from that to improve your practice. And the second lab will focus on gerontology, gerontological social work, how to use data from an intervention to evaluate your practice. Okay, so all the details, again, read this through completely, are right here. Now, the big end assignment is the Cpa Chess Proposal. That's worth 20% of your final course grade. This is a big one. And this is an assignment where you can demonstrate putting all the pieces together that you've learned from the semester. Okay, so the proposal, you're actually going to design a research proposal. But you're not going to submit it to the university. You'll just submit it to me for purposes of this class. But you will find that by going to CPHS Research Proposal tab. Okay, there is a form that you need to fill out. That is the proposal. In real life social work practice, when you want grant money, or you want to, evaluate, do program evaluation, there's usually a form you have to complete, not a paper that you have to write. So I want this to be as real world as possible. So you're going to click on this to get the proposal form and you'll complete it. Again, you're going to follow that topic of interest that you explored in your literature review and then put together a research question, a research design. You're going to be able to identify independent, dependent variables and statistical tests and create an informed consent form. You're going to put everything together in this assignment that shows that you understand all these pieces and how they work together for the course. Okay. And we'll talk more about that later in the semester, but that assignment you will submit on Blackboard as well. So most of these assignments you'll have to submit through Blackboard. You won't bring me a paper copy to my office. Okay, and there's some tips and do's and don'ts on this section of the syllabus for the CPHS proposal. The discussion board postings, there's 2. Okay, the first one's due February 23rd, the second's due April 6th. So this is where you find those. You go to discussion boards. Discussion board 1, due February 23rd. You click on this folder to get the information. Okay, you're asked, given some information and asked a question that you need to post the answer to on this link. Okay, so again, in order to post your answer, click the link, then create thread, and you're going to type your answer to this question. You will not be able to see other people's responses until you post your answer, and that'll help to make sure that people are doing their own work. And, make sure that you use good grammar, complete sentences, check for spelling errors as well, okay? Do not start these discussion boards now, because what you need to do is you need a background of information, which is what we cover during the semester, in order to create a solid response. Okay, so there is some knowledge that you need before you can really answer these questions. And these questions are timed such that everything that you've learned before this date, you should be able to incorporate in your answer. Okay. So there are 2 discussion boards. That's the first one. The second one is here. And again, you just get this information, and there are some questions you need to answer, and you just post on this link and create thread, and that'll be graded. And what I'll do after each discussion board has been graded is I will send or post a debriefing so we can go over what the right answers are. In addition, I will do that with the SPSS labs. So once each lab has been graded, I will create a PowerPoint lecture and put that on Blackboard and send out a notice to you all to let you know it's ready. So we can go over what the right answers are, and I'll also highlight some of the really, really great work and recognize students for great work. Where were we? Okay, discussion board and attendance. And like I said, at the end of each week, I'm going to pull 2 materials on Blackboard to see who has accessed those materials in the week that they are assigned, and that will be what counts for attendance. Again, so that encourages you to stay on the schedule. Do not try to read everything from week 1 to 7 on March 1st before the midterm exam. That is not going to work. You need the prior knowledge to do well on the labs. You need to integrate the terminology and demonstrate that you can apply that terminology appropriately. So that is why it's so important in this class to keep up. You can't cram. You cannot cram in a research course. Okay. Finally, I wanted to orient you to events and resources. Occasionally throughout the semester, and it was the same if you've had my class in 145 and other classes, I come across resources that could be scholarship resources, tax filing prep resources, neighborhood centers, which is now Baker Ripley, often offers free tax preparation services for certain incomes. So I will post all of those here. Make sure you check this every week because there are some really great resources that can save you money, that can provide internships for the summer and scholarships, etc. So make sure that you check this out too. This is just an addition that I do for students because I know it's hard financially. Okay, so that is our course, our orientation to the course. Again, where you really want to start after this video is reading through the syllabus in detail, which you'll find here on this tab, and also getting busy posting your student introduction blogs. So I look forward to working with you all this semester. I want you to take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. A lot of students fear taking this research course, but I assure you, if you keep up with the work every week, if you follow instructions for assignments, and if you ask questions, you will be just fine. Please email me or stop by my office with any questions.